On the first month, Freddy's Toy Shop had equal numbers of red, blue, and green remote control cars. By the end of the first month, 4/5 of the red, 27% of the blue, and 0.7 or 7/10 of the green cars had been sold. Which color, there's our question, was the most popular for the remote control cars that month? Most popular means which one sold the most. The way that we're going to figure that out is by switching all numbers to decimals and then comparing them. We have to have them in the same thing so that we can compare to see which one is bigger. We'll start with 4/5, the red cars. Okay, so 4/5 of our red cars were sold. We need to change 4/5 into a decimal that we can easily identify, or into a fraction that we can easily identify as a decimal. So what I'm going to do is put it in terms of tenths, because tenths is very easy. In order to get my fifths to turn into tenths, I must multiply my fifths times 2. 5 times 2 will give me the tenths that I'm looking for. So if I multiply my bottom by 2, I must also multiply the top by 2. So that becomes 4 times 2, and that is 8/10. 8/10 written as a decimal is 0.8. The 8 goes in the tenths place. Next, we'll look at the 27%. In order to change 27% into a decimal, I have to divide by 100. When I divide by 100, I move the decimal point 2 spots to the left, and that gives me a decimal of 0.27. To change a percent back to a decimal, you divide by 100 and move the decimal spot, which moves the decimal spot over 2 spots, and we end up with 0.27 as our decimal. The green cars are already a decimal, so I don't have to do anything. I just need to take a look and see which one of these numbers is closer to 1, or actually bigger. In my answer, I have 0.8 as my largest number. It is greater than 0.7, because 0.8 means there's 8/10, or 8 out of 10 of my cars were sold. 0.7 means only 7 out of every 10 cars was sold. So 8 out of 10 cars is bigger than 7 out of 10 cars sold. So we know that the 0.8 is bigger than 0.7. Over here, 0.27 tells me that about 2 cars out of every 10 was sold. And so the 2 right here, because it's smaller than the 7 and the 8, means that it is the smallest number. We're only looking at the 10 spot. The 10 spot is bigger than the 100 spot, so we don't even need to consider this 100 spot. We have a tenths here, which is 2, a tenths here, which is 7, and a tenths here, which is 8. The 8 is the biggest number, so it is the number that we're going to select for our answer. And it is the correct answer. Here's how to write that in a full sentence. Our answer is here in a complete sentence. The red cars were the most popular because they sold more cars than either the blue or the green cars in this problem.